Good evening. It's Thursday, October 27th, 2025, and I'd like to welcome you to the meeting of the South Brunswick Board of Education and call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-6, known as the Sunshine Law, was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting the interests is discussed or acted upon. The primary purpose is for board members to discuss and vote on board business. In accordance with the provision of this act, the board secretaries caused notice of this meeting 48 hours prior, including date, time, and location, to be posted in the South Brunswick Public Library and Board Office and filed with the Township Clerk and communicated to the Home News and the Star Ledger. It is also posted on the district website. Roll call, Mr. Pulowski.
Ms. Julie Ferrara.
Present.
Ms. Alicia Khan.
Here.
Mr. Raja Krishna.
Here.
Mr. Mike Mitchell.
Present.
Mr. Barry Nathanson.
Here.
Dr. Smitha Raj.
Here.
Mr. Rajesh Soni. Ms. Deepa Karthik.
Here.
Ms. Laura Hernandez.
Here.
You have a quorum.
May I have a motion and a second to approve tonight's agenda? Whoa, whoa. Ms. Khan and Mr. Mitchell. All in favor? Aye. Aye, so moved. So first up, oh, look at all these kids walking in. Yay, I love when kids come in. First up is we are here for one agenda item. And how we got to this place was a very long process, a very thought out process. And we thought it would be right to bring up our search team, which we hired. So I would like to bring up the superintendent's search team, the Strategic Exemplary Alliance, LLC, Mr. Brian Zakowski and Mr. Vincent DeLucia. Come on up.
We're going to let the students sit. No one more important in the audience than our students.
There was more.
It's all here for you, Dr. Bragan. Thank you, President Hernandez. Thank you, Board of Education. Welcome, South Brunswick. Hello, South Brunswick. Good evening. It's great to be here. My name is Brian Zakowski. I'm a consultant for Strategic Exemplary Alliance, and it's SEA, our LLC, a search consultancy. And before I introduce myself, I do want to let my colleague, Mr. Vince DeLucia, introduce himself, and we'll get back.
Thanks, Brian. I'm Vince DeLucia. It's nice to be back in the building where I began my career a long, long time ago. And it's also an organization that is extraordinarily important to us. I have skin in the game. I have two grandkids in this district who are extraordinary and doing very well at Crossroads South. But most importantly, you know, it's the work of this board that I want to commend right at the beginning. This board was dedicated, was open-minded, and looked very, very deep into every candidate. And I want to commend you for that. It was a pleasure working with you. And I know that we're really having a good celebration this evening. But we'll talk more in a little bit.
Thank you, Vince. My name is Brian Zakowski, as I said, and I have spent more than 23 years as a superintendent. So for some of your students, I started when I was 12. I was in the advanced program, but 23 years as superintendent. I learned a couple things, three things that make a district thrive. Not successful, because thriving districts are success on steroids. Success sometimes gets pointed in the paper of scores, numbers. That's success, maybe if you look at numbers and people taking tests. But when a district thrives, there's three things it needs. One, it needs a community committed to the educational program and caring about kids at the center. That's the first thing. I know that. I have two of my nieces. One got married last week, and she thrived here in South Brunswick, South Brunswick. Thrived here. Her sister also thrived, two different students. So the definition of thriving is when a district can address every student in every classroom, in every school, every day, no matter what program they're in, what school, that they have a chance to meet their potential. And South Brunswick has positioned themselves that way. So step one is you need a community, and this community is committed to that. Second is a board of education that's committed to every student in every school, in every classroom, every day. Well, I didn't know this board until I started working with this board and spent many days. I'm here to talk about that process. The process was not easy because, one, I did learn that this board, what a wonderful board of education. I don't say that because I've been paid already, so thank you, board. So I say that because it really was a result of working with people who had no hidden agendas other than building consensus of doing what's best for this district, because again, to thrive, it has to have children at the center. And so that's the second part of, I call it the triumvirate. What's the third part? That put all the pressure on Vince and myself and SEA. It needs a leader that will work with both organizations, right? The community as an organization, the school board, to make sure that South Brunswick continues to thrive and continues to meet the needs of all of its students, its staff, and make South Brunswick on that trajectory where it continues to be better than most, if not the best. So thank you, Board of Education. I appreciate it. Thank you, community. Truly appreciate that commitment. But let's talk about the process. As you can see, the best decisions are never made in isolation. It's always about the process and looking at the decisions of those who are, based on the needs and coming from all voices, especially in organization. School districts are complex organizations. It didn't take me 23 years as a super to find that out, but we know they're very complex and there's many voices. I have the magic wand here. And so the timeline, we were approved as an organization in May. We worked with the board through June. We had input as school was ending. June 27th, I remember, on a Friday, you guys were getting done. How could I forget that date? But school, central office, certified, non-certified. We had community meetings. We had a meeting here, and we also had a meeting virtually. Meeting here wasn't well attended because people are so busy. So we did a virtual meeting. We had over 100 attendees. And then based on these meetings, we created a profile. We then sent that profile as part of the ad, and we got applicants. Now, I can tell you, we had about, I think, 48 applicants from, wait till you see the states. It drew national interest. You're gonna say 48? We heard neighbors to the south and north, smaller districts had maybe 60. They did. But South Brunswick, we knew it was a district that required a level of leadership and experience because of South Brunswick profile demands, needs of the district. So we did interview of all 48 applicants. SEA, as you saw back, we were made up of 4. You see Vince DeLucia here, Ms. Ratner, who works for NJASA as the co-director of the State Association for Administrators, and Dr. Michael Kuchar, also superintendent. 4 of us met with all 48 applicants. And then, of course, after meeting with that, we met with a subcommittee on 2 separate dates, and we brought back our recommendations. They went through every resume of the recommended finalists, and from there, they picked out 8 candidates. And we met for, on multiple interviews, 6 separate evenings, September 3rd, the 6th, the 8th, 15th, 22nd, Monday, Thursday, a Saturday, and then October 6th, where we had the final. And the interesting thing, we didn't just, and this board did a wonderful job, not only creating a format of questions and answers, they got to know the candidates. Different formats, crisis, some role playing, an executive session, some writing, letters, information that really went deep and wide and depth and breadth of the resume, not just simple question and answers, but there was many detailed questions and answers and conversations. So multiple formats. And then, of course, October 6th was the final 2 candidates. And then October 27th, which is today, we're going to welcome that superintendent, although we didn't take a vote yet. The board didn't take a vote yet. So, but as I said, the breakdown of the 48 applicants, you can see the demographics, 28 with doctorates and 1 with a lawyer's degree known as Juris Doctorate, master's degree, 24 superintendents experience, 9 assistant supers. You could go down. We had lawyers applying for the job. 3 from Pennsylvania, 1 from Arizona, 3 from New York, Virginia, Maine, Connecticut, Alaska. Alaska, that's pretty neat, but they were relocating, but they saw that. 35 from New Jersey and 1 from Iowa. So we interviewed all candidates. Some of the process, again, to capture that, we interviewed every single candidate. It was our commitment to South Brunswick. The board subcommittee reviewed all the candidates that we put forward to be put forward to the board. There were 6 rounds. Again, I talked about the varied approaches, general questions, priorities of the district, their resume, case scenarios, they had to do a presentation of your own data, make meaning of it. And what I can tell you is that what impressed me about the board being focused on children, they came from different perspectives. But at the end, they built consensus, and we're here to see the results of that consensus. So I do commend you. We spent a lot of time. You had a board president that called me every single day to make sure that the board was in the right lane, and I enjoyed those conversations because it was always about the process and the fellow board members building consensus, and it was all positive. I really enjoyed it. I work in North Brunswick, and I love my board. Maybe I'm in a minority. I really love my board, but I want to adopt this board as a secondary board. So, Bernie, if you don't mind, I come visit you a couple times during the school year. What attributes of a superintendent will best meet the needs? We did the profile, individual discussions with the Board of Ed members. We called them. I mentioned before we had the parent meetings, staff meetings. We're going to talk about some of the overlapping. Everyone knows what a Venn diagram is, right? And where that overlap, the intersection. There was a lot of intersection of what attributes. And I love that because it really shows different constituencies thinking the same way, what would best serve the district. And with that, I'm going to give my partner, former mayor of South Brunswick, the person said he had skin in the game because his grandchildren still go here, Mr. Vince DeLucia.
Thanks, Brian. You know, as a former mayor of this community, I'm very much aware of how active this community is, how concerned it is, and what their priorities are. As a grandparent of 2 kids in this district, it affects me personally. As the co-writer of the Blue Ribbon for Crossroads and a participant in the high school Blue Ribbon, I'm also very aware of the level of excellence that has been a tradition in this community for so long. As an aside, many years ago, this district actually did hire a superintendent from Alaska. He stayed here 2 years. I think it was too warm. You know, we spent a lot of time with the community. The goal was to determine what the needs of the community are, what the priorities are, and who is the candidate? What is their profile that's going to really make us and you feel the most secure in continuing the excellence that this district has always had? From talking to hundreds of staff, hundreds of community members, students, we were able to determine the general strengths of this district. And if you look at them, I think there's things that we should all be very proud of. The programs, from academics to co-curricular to all the other services that are required to ensure that students like the ones, and it's so good to see kids in the audience tonight, are going to be successful, the supports they need. They also know that the fact that teachers come here and stay, that consistency is so important for programs, but more importantly, the teachers in South Brunswick have the opportunity to get to know kids and their families and to understand those unique needs to help all kids be successful. As I said before, South Brunswick has been known for activism. It does not matter if it's sports, if it's the arts, or if it's academics. And that's exactly what this community is. It has a strong spirit, high expectations, and meeting the needs of all kids and all families. Gifted and talented, ESL, summer enrichment programs, all the other wraparound programs that this district offered are things that are strengths of the district. The clubs, et cetera, as well. Also, those support structures of counselors, and I know in South Brunswick, the belief system is every teacher is a counselor, but it's also those formal counselors that are doing the additional work. Additionally, a board president who was skilled in meeting the facilitation and maintaining order during difficult times, and high expectations from families who value education. And there are challenges, but challenges are opportunities. Challenges, once we know what they are, we can address them so we continue to grow. Community connections, consistent communications, improving mental health support, and addressing the learning losses that are post-COVID, like all districts are doing. Improving mental health services, addressing redistricting, the budgeting, S2 cuts, the lack of consistency across schools. A district like this, one of the reasons, Brian mentioned how many individuals applied, but this is a very challenging district because of its size and because of its continued growth with housing and everything else. It means that each year, each day, there are more challenges. And also strengthening equity in advanced classes, electives, and opportunities for all students. And quite bluntly, that last challenge is a challenge for every district in the state, and I'm going to suggest every district in the nation, as we continue to understand that the needs continue to change for what kids need to be successful in this century. So challenges and opportunities, it's about enhancing, it's about balance, it's about restoration, and it's about fostering improvement and relationships and those types of things. So as we went through this process, and I have to echo what Dr. Zukowski said, it was more than a pleasure to work with this board. In my other world, I spent the last 10 years working with essentially every board in the state of New Jersey. This is one of the most cohesive, one of the boards that's most focused on the mission, independent, having very deep discussions, respectful disagreements, and coming to consensus. It's an ideal climate for a community. And there's research that supports boards that act like this have a positive impact on not only student learning, but student behavior and the success of families. And I, too, want to commend you for the work that you've done. So the ideal candidate, and again, this PowerPoint will be available for anyone to review through the Board of Ed, through the district office, but a relationship builder, an exceptional communicator, understanding and celebrating diversity, demonstrating political and financial acumen, integrity and fairness, supporting academic excellence, innovation, and bringing fresh ideas to all those programs. The leadership traits that were identified are the very leadership traits that the long process over the last 5 months to select the final candidate out of those first 48, that's how it was addressed. That's how this board made that this decision. And I'm not going to read these, but as you can see, what they are, the priorities in terms of ensuring that the individual chosen will meet those needs and will build upon them. In terms of experience and qualifications, one of the key factors was having experience in a district of this size, but also a district that will continue to grow. Having experience in building programs that meet the needs of all kids, to ensure that all kids have the opportunity to be successful. But at the same time, having relationships with families, the community in general, and ensuring that all stakeholders are also involved in any process. Being able to coordinate a board in order to ensure that governance and policy are addressed. To be able to advocate, especially with funding cuts in New Jersey at both the state and federal levels. And also, we needed someone, as this board identified, who would be here at least 5 years. It takes time in order to settle in, understand, identify, and develop the programs. Personal characteristics: approachable, empathetic, collaborative, honest, ethical, consistent, confident but humble, able to say no respectfully and make tough decisions, having a growth mindset, being innovative, grit, respectful of student, staff, community voices, fun, engaging, able to inspire passion for learning, and having a community spirit. I'm going to suggest to you that over the next few years, you're going to find out that the goal of the board has been met. In conclusion, the next superintendent of South Brunswick must unite the district through transparent communication, unwavering integrity, a shared vision of opportunity, and excellence for every child. The leader must guide the district forward while celebrating what makes South Brunswick exceptional: its diversity, its caring staff, and its commitment to a high-quality education. I suggest to you that your board was very successful, and again, I want to congratulate this board, not only for the work they do, but the specific process that you used in order to come to a decision. Thank you.
And it will sum it up. Steve Jobs, I think, said it best: great things in business are never done by one person. They are accomplished by a team of people. And I consider this wonderful community a great team, this Board of Education a great team, and together, the third part of that triumvirate, hopefully tonight, they'll add him as this new superintendent. And again, thank you, Board of Education, for giving us this opportunity to be part of this wonderful process. Thank you.
Thank you. So I just want to thank both of you. Like he said, we were on the phone all the time. I think they might have made a mistake when we hired them, and they were like, "Oh, don't worry, we're so accessible, you can call me anytime." Well, I met that challenge, and we called them and talked to them and worked things out, and they were always there. Even if they didn't answer the phone, I got phone calls back within hours. So it was a pleasure. It was really a pleasure, and they worked really hard on getting us to this place. So I thank you. I thank you so much. So with that being said, Mr. Pulowski,
We're doing a consent agenda
we are going to
review, huh?
do a consent agenda review.
Got it. So on our consent agenda this evening, we have one motion. Our motion is very clear. I'm just going to read through real quick a couple of the whereas. So tonight's consent agenda revolves around the appointment of our superintendent of schools, whereas the position of superintendent of schools serves as the educational leader for the community, and one of the most important responsibilities of the South Brunswick Board of Education is the selection and appointment of the superintendent of schools. Whereas the South Brunswick Board of Education has undertaken an extensive search spanning many months for a qualified candidate to fill a position. Through the search, the South Brunswick Board of Education's efforts have culminated in the selection of an individual to serve as the South Brunswick Public School District's educational leader. The Middlesex County Executive Superintendent of Schools has reviewed and approved the proposed contract for the South Brunswick Public School District's Superintendent of Schools, and therefore be it resolved by the South Brunswick Board of Education that Dr. Bernard Bragan be appointed as the South Brunswick Public School District Superintendent of Schools in accordance with the terms of their contract, and that the full board or the full contract be maintained on file in the office of the Assistant Superintendent for Business Board Secretary. That's our motion for this evening. Can I have a roll call vote? I need a motion.
So moved.
And so Mr. Nathanson and Dr. Raja.
Dr. Raj. Ms. Julie Ferrara,
Accept.
Ms. Alicia Khan,
Yes.
Mr. Raja Krishna,
Yes.
Mr. Mike Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Barry Nathanson,
Yes.
Dr. Smitha Raj,
Yes.
Ms. Deepa Karthik,
Yes.
Mr. Rajesh Soni,
Yes.
Ms. Laura Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion passes. Congratulations, Dr. Bragan. Welcome aboard.
So we had to say a little bit about you before I brought you up here. So as you just heard from our search firm, it was a very long, time-consuming process to get us to this point. And I want to thank my board colleagues because you don't realize how much they gave up to do that. Who was rushing home from Paris from a business meeting to make sure he made it? Who was missing holidays to be at the table? Who was missing a house full of people to be at these meetings? What they gave up and the time they put in, I just commend you all that, and they had to make hard decisions in order to get us to this place. So thank you. It has been a pleasure working with you on this endeavor. So we had a strong pool of applicants, as you saw, but I am so confident that we chose the perfect candidate for South Brunswick. Dr. Bragan has been in the field of education for the past 30 years. He has served in a plethora of positions, ranging from a special education teacher, supervisor of special education, an assistant principal, a principal, an assistant superintendent, an acting business administrator, and for the past 14 years, Dr. Bragan has served as a superintendent. As superintendent, Dr. Bragan worked in the Hazlet Township Public School System in Hazlet, New Jersey, in the Edison Township Public School System in Edison, New Jersey, and in the Montgomery County Public Schools in Christiansburg, Virginia. Dr. Bragan has also served as an assistant professor / program director at Monmouth University and West Long Branch, where he served as a director of educational leadership and the EDD programs. As the superintendent of Hazlet District, Dr. Bragan passed a $43 million construction referendum. He created the early college academic program with Brookdale Community College, where students graduated from high school with an associate's degree. He developed a continuous year-round budget process, providing a forum for all stakeholders at Board of Education meetings, Hazlet Township Committee meetings, faculty meetings, sporting / co-curricular events, parent workshops, and through the district website to communicate fiscally responsible budgeting practices which are transparent and educationally sound. He expanded inclusive programs to place special needs students in the least restrictive educational environment, saving the district over $660,000 annually, which represented a 46% decrease in out-of-district tuition. As the superintendent of Edison Township Schools, Dr. Bragan supervised all school operations for a district of over 17,000 students and 2,100 staff members across 19 schools. He led the district through the COVID pandemic and successfully transitioned all students to remote learning in a short period of time and back again to in-person instruction. He created a state-of-the-art esports arena used weekly by hundreds of students. He also created the early college academic program with Middlesex County College, where students will graduate from high school with an associate's degree. As a superintendent, Dr. Bragan also worked as the acting school business administrator, overseeing all of the district's financial needs of its $300 million budget. He built and implemented a zero tax levy increase for the 2021-22 and the 22-23 school year. He implemented the self-insured medical and prescription health benefits for the district, saving the district over $7 million annually. As the superintendent of Montgomery County Public Schools in Virginia, Dr. Bragan oversaw school operations for a school division of approximately 10,000 students and almost 2,000 full-time employees across 20 schools. He created and implemented the first ever collective bargaining agreement with professional staff. He worked with the police department and county sheriff to enhance school safety and security procedures while maintaining an open and continuous dialogue. He increased student participation in CTE programs across the division. And he reconstructed the entire administrative structure and organizational chart to streamline district leadership and reduce central office administration and redundancy. These are only a few of Dr. Bragan's accomplishments. We are very excited to welcome our new superintendent and the new fearless leader of South Brunswick School District. But before I do, I would like the administrative staff to stand up. If you are part of the administrative staff here at South Brunswick, please stand up. We also have in the audience our president and vice president of our teachers union. Could you guys stand up? They're over here. And I would like to call up Miss Lourdes. Where did Lourdes go? Oh, she's right behind me. We would love to bring you up as our new superintendent. Welcome to South Brunswick, Dr. Bernie Bragan. That's for you. So we just have a couple of Viking. We have to make him a Viking like now.
It's a little overwhelming. Thank you for those kind words, Mr. Hernandez. I had to put some notes down, so I want to make sure I cover all the things that I wanted to ensure that I said. It is a little humbling sitting up here and standing up here and all of you being in the audience, giving of your time on a Monday night to be here to support me as I embark on this next journey. And I'm really grateful for all of that. There's one correction I want to say on what the board chair had shared about some of those experiences that took place in my career as an administrator. And she alluded to that I did a lot of those things. I didn't do anything, right? As a leader and as a superintendent, your job is a catalyst to put the right people in the right positions to be successful and kind of guide them through the process. And I'm very fortunate that I had the opportunity to work with some really great people and that we did all of that together. And some of the things you alluded to, I was very proud of, not just to mention some of the achievement things, some of the financial things, and most recently in Virginia. And I was in Southwest Virginia, if anyone knows where that is, Christiansburg or Blacksburg. There's not a lot out there, and there's actually more cows than there are people. And it was beautiful, the Blue Ridge Mountains and all of that, but I miss being in New Jersey. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to come back and have a permanent position in a school division where I think I could add some value, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. So first and foremost, I want to thank the Board of Education for believing in me and trusting in me to lead this district. This is a high-performing district. I've known that since I was a kid. I went to school in Edison Township. I worked in Edison Township, and we always looked on the other side of the county. I remember when that brand new high school was built in '97, I think it was, and I said, why am I not working here? This is just a beautiful campus, beautiful facility, and supportive community. And the fact that I have an opportunity to lead it is really humbling, and it's a great experience for me. So I want to thank you. This was a highly sought-after position, one I'm sure you had extremely high caliber candidates that applied for, and you selected me. I am extremely grateful, and I'm humbled. And I say this to the school board, I won't let you down. I also want to thank David Pulowski for his leadership in the interim and being the interim superintendent and doing all those things that are trying to keep the ships from sinking and moving forward during this time. I look forward to continuing that relationship and working with you, as well as all the central office administrative team. As I alluded to earlier, we don't do this alone, and I recognize all the administrators in the building and the central office staff that's up here. I look forward to working with all of you and continue to move this district forward. Anyone that's been in any leadership positions in schools, especially principals, you know how hard it is. I believe it's one of the hardest leadership jobs that we have, especially in education, because as a building principal, you want to build that consensus and build that esprit de corps that we're all moving and working towards the same goal. and yet you still want to have that degree of accountability for staff and students. That's really hard to do, and I don't know of a harder task to do. And my role is to help you all do that. In the coming weeks, I look forward to meeting with all the stakeholders, our students, our parents, our faculty, our administrative, some other community members, and just getting a feel for what all of you think is really important in this community and what I need to know as I move forward and working together. So I plan to get information out there and share with I got to work with Lourdes and get all that stuff together, how I can get that information out. But have meet and greets throughout the different parts and different communities we have in South Brunswick, so I can really get put my ear to the ground and hear what you all want me to know, so that moving forward, we can be that much more successful. I'm sorry, I'm just checking my notes here. I'm committed to giving this position my all in everything that I have, and working tirelessly to continue to strengthen this already high-performing district. I look forward to working alongside the staff and the dedicated professionals that are here and being a part of the community and working with all of you to take this highest performing district and get it to the next level. And finally, this is almost more importantly for me. I know when people interview for jobs, when they get accepted and they say these nice things and they talk in front of people and they say things, and I am gonna say things, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I know I said that in the interview. I had a plan. We had to come in with our ideas and what we would look at and what we would work on in the South Brunswick Public Schools. I'm gonna ask you not to take my words at face value, but instead, I want you to watch and see if I do what I say I'm gonna do. Because I work really hard to be authentic in everything I do and in my communications. And all I would ask all of you, students, parents, board members, administrators, community members, don't believe anything I say tonight. I'm totally fine with that. But I hope you reserve judgment and wait to see if I do what I say I'm gonna do. Because it's something I try really hard to do. And I saw some of the stuff that was listed there about the leadership profile. And one of the things that's most important to me is integrity and my word. And absent my 3 kids, nothing is more important than my word. And I will always do my best to be 100% truthful with all of you. So all I ask is that you wait to reserve judgment on what you think I am or my performance a couple of months and say, you know, is this guy really gonna do what he says he's gonna do? And lastly, I just wanna thank you again for this opportunity. You know, I'm in that difficult time now where I've been approved unanimously too. That's great. And I'm not sure that's ever happened to me before, so I'm very grateful for that. And to actually be getting to work. And we start on December 1st. I can't wait for that to come soon enough. I'm grateful for the position and thank all of you. Thank you.
Before I go on to the next section, I just want to acknowledge that along with our union presidents, oh, my kids, they are leaving. All my kids are leaving. But I'm so happy you came out. Yay, kids. Yay, that's so awesome. Yay. But I love that they came. I love that they came. Love it. Take a pause. I just have that kind of comment because it's something about the Secretary's Union and the Powers Union. I didn't acknowledge. I'll tell you. You'll hear me in 1 second. Okay, so while they're going out, I just want to back up a little bit. When I introduce the administrative staff and I introduce the president and the vice president of the teachers union, I apologize. Will the union president stand up? Now I know I have the president of the paraprofessionals union here, yes, do I? I do. And do I have the union, the secretaries? Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's awesome. Do I have any more union presidents here? Because I know how hard you guys work, and I don't want to leave anybody out. All right, well, thank you so much for coming. So there's some of your union heads, Dr. Reagan.
Responsible for the students being here somewhat.
Oh,
Assignment that we had offered for, I felt like I should give it context, I'm sorry to interrupt.
that's okay.
We have the American Experiment, Democracy in Action. It's a class for freshmen. And the teachers came up with this idea of having students go to either this meeting or the one on Thursday as a way to.
Oh, good move on their part.
They could come and they just take a selfie, or they could watch the board event meeting at home and done a page summary. So, if it were me, I would come.
That is so awesome. What an awesome aside. And as a student, they pick the right board meeting to come to. So that's
So
great.
sorry for a bit of an abnormal meeting.
That's okay. We roll with it. You know that, Mark. Good. Okay, so the last portion is our public comment on any topic. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. Complete copies of Policy 0167, which govern this portion of the meeting, are available to the public at the auditorium entrance, online, or by contacting the board office. To permit the fair and orderly expression of comments, we ask that participants be recognized by the presiding officer and preface comments by announcing his or her name, place of residence, and group affiliation if appropriate, and by completing the sign-in sheet that's up at the podium. Please print legibly, or we will be unable to document your name for the permanent record. Each statement may be made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic. Mr. Pulowski will indicate when you have 15 seconds remaining. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participants may address or question board members. No discussion between a participant and respondent shall exceed the 3-minute time limit. It is our plan to listen to each member of the public. Once all questions and comments from all members of the public are made, the Board of Education may respond or respond via email in the most timely and efficient manner available. All questions and comments made will be noted. As I say at every meeting, please note, differences of opinions are welcome, disrespect is not. Mr. Pulowski, do we have anybody pre-registered?
No pre-registrations at this time.
Do we have anybody in the audience that would like to come up? Come on up, ladies.
I'm giving you the chance. Go ahead. Thank you for giving me the chance.
You can move the mic down to make it better for you.
I will have to. Good evening, everybody. I really feel like this is a historic moment, at least over the last 10 years, to have our new superintendent come in. So heartiest congratulations on this announcement today. And I think you had a room full of students, which is really exciting. So I think that was an amazing idea to bring the students in and bring the community together. They need to see what the school district, what the process of getting a new superintendent looks like. I think it's starting early. I think I just want to state that welcome, congratulations again. And I think our community is going, I forgot to mention my name. I'm Akansha Vora. I'm a South Brunswick resident and really excited to have you here. But I think you did mention 2 important things that stood out for me is not to take you up for what you say that you will do, but to reserve the next few months for seeing how you lead with integrity. And, I'm really looking forward to and honesty. So I'm looking forward to seeing that and what changes you can make. Of course, our district is going through a lot of changes right now, possible redistricting, reduction in budget. And I heard that you were able to achieve, some 7 million budget as part of your previous tenure. So we really need that. That's absolutely required here. And we're looking forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Beena Mehta, and 20 plus years, a resident of historic Dean's section of this wonderful town. Usually, my seat over here for last 20 years, it has been, not this full. So it's a beautiful day today where everything is happening for good, and we had a room full of wonderful audience. Teaching faculty, students, community residents. First and foremost, my thanks to this wonderful unified board. This is what we like to see, wonderful results. So thank you to each and every member who have put in their time and effort and energy and the thought process to give us the results that we have today. Thank you to this wonderful community of South Brunswick, which I have called home for the last 20 plus years. It's amazing. Dr. Reagan, there's something common between you and me. We both are from medicine, and we are making the best choice today, and that is South Brunswick. Second best common thing is what we heard in 1997, which was not only just the talk of the town, but the talk of the state, of a wonderful high school. That should tell you that this is probably one of the best decisions that you would have made, and I promise you this wonderful community of our students who are in the school, who are yet to come in the school, this wonderful board, they are all going to make sure that we are helpful in accomplishing each and every task and goals that you have to enhance the life of our student body over here. Having said that, congratulations once again, welcome on board. And whenever I'm in town, I'll make sure I give you company there in audience. So this room will not be completely empty. Thank you, South Brunswick.
Hello, my name is Mark Lipland. I'm the president of the South Brunswick Education Association. And Laura, I thank you for pointing me out. I just wanted to make sure I came today to introduce myself, and I look forward to meeting with you. I have enjoyed an excellent and collaborative relationship with all of the central administration and the board over the many years that I have been president. I've been in the district for 23 years, and that relationship, that collaborative relationship, has been a strong suit, and I look forward to meeting you, and maybe we can get lunch or something like that. But anyhow, welcome. Welcome, Dr. Brigham.
Thank you. Okay, no more? All right, with that being said, we're going to close this portion of the meeting. Oh, we got one? Oh, sorry. I was actually looking for you.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Bhaskar. I'm a junior at the high school. First of all, I'd just like to say welcome to our district, Dr. Bragan. We've had a lot of issues over time when it comes to whether it be budgeting, redistricting. We had an entire busing controversy a few years back. And I'd say our old superintendent, he handled it all very well. So, some big shoes to fill. We're all really hoping that, you'll do just as good, if not even better, as our previous superintendent. And, just one warning that I'd have to give you. On future snow days, if we do not get a message from you, there's going to be a lot of angry emails. But yeah, really, welcome to our school district. We hope, you have a great time being the superintendent here. And, thank you for applying for this role and filling in the shoes of Mr. Scott Fetter. And I'd just like to say one more thing. To the students that have stayed here, even after, the mass exodus we just saw, thank you too. There's not many students that actually stick around at these meetings. So please come to more, because they're a great time. Learning about the school's budget is actually very fun, trust me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I'm scanning the room. I don't want to cut anybody else off. Ms. Karthik?
So before we close, I just wanted to make a quick comment. Thank you to all the district staff that has come here to welcome our new superintendent, and to all our community members, neighbors, and friends who have come here to welcome Dr. Bragan. Dr. Bragan, welcome to our district. We look forward to working with you. Before we close this meeting, I wanted to make 2 points acknowledgements. One is I wanted to acknowledge our interim superintendent, Mr. Pawlowski, for doing a fabulous job. For shepherding this district through this transition period. I appreciate all the effort that you've put in and all of the good work that you've done. It's not gone unnoticed. So thank you so much for all the leadership that you've shown. And I do love our theme for the district. It's very meaningful, very powerful. And thank you for thinking of that. The second thing I wanted to acknowledge is Dr. Evelyn Mammon. And thank you, Dr. Mammon, for all your effort. And for all the wonderful work that you've done for us. I apologize, we kind of had a little miss last board meeting, but thank you so much. You've been a pleasure to work with, and all of the discussions we've had in the ed committees and all of the robust discussions that we've had, I appreciate every minute of all the work that you've done. Thank you very much, and all the very best for the future. I look forward to staying in touch with you personally, as well as professionally. So all the very best. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, please note that the next scheduled Board of Education meeting is set for this Thursday, October 30th at 7 o'clock. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Mr. Soni and Raja. Mr. Krishna, all in favor? Aye. Welcome to South Brunswick. This meeting is adjourned.